Welcome back to the Leadership Circle, where real leaders share real strategies for growth. I'm your host, Bhargavi Rathi. Today we have joined by someone who's truly embodied all these three. Alok Arya is not just a marketing leader, he's a force. Chief Marketing Officer at Equentis Wealth, and with over 15 years of experience, Alok has shaped the growth journey of some of the India's and the world's most reputed brand across BFSI, CPG, retail, real estate and e-commerce. From building digital ecosystem at Future Group to leading digital transformation in real estates with Tata Housing, Alok has always been ahead of the curve. At Google Canada, he led the CPG and FBR verticals for North America, crafting digital programs that resonates globally. Known for managing $60 million of 500 crore P&L portfolio, Alok brings a unique blend of strategy, creativity, and business acumen. He has received top industry accolades, CMO Asia Awards. In this episode, we dig into his playbook and learn what it takes to lead a marketing transformation across categories, how digital-first thinking drives brand loyalty and business outcomes, and why he's the next wave of marketing leaders must think like product owners and storytellers all at once. Grab your notebooks, this one's packed with insights and impact. Let's welcome Alok Arya to the Leadership Circle. Hi Alok and welcome to the Leadership Circle. How are you doing today?
Hi Bhargavi, I'm doing very good and thank you. And thanks for having me here. Looking forward to an interesting conversation.
Absolutely excited to have you and hear so much of experience that you bring. So Alok, I see that you come from Google Canada to being a CMO seat today at Equentis Wealth. Your journey spans across diverse industries. What has been the North Star when navigating such varied sectors?
I think my North Star has always been, human decision making, or if I were to put it technically in marketing terms, it's more about the consumer truth and finding that consumer truth in every industry or category that I've operated in. So industries change, tech
Right.
evolves, but at the end of the day, you're always trying to shift perception and, modulate behaviors, right? So whether it's consumer choosing a cola or a family investing their life savings, or a CEO reimagining the brand value, it all comes down to understanding what truly moves people. So I don't chase trends, I chase the consumer truth. That's
Oh.
what keeps me anchored, and that's what has helped me across Google, real estate, retail, and now wealth.
So this is the first time that somebody is telling me that I don't chase trends and I chase different things. So can you just tell me more about, like, if no, you have been into this journey for long, right? So what is that one campaign that changed this thought for you?
I think this was some 4-5 years back. My stint at Retail Future Group, working with Mr. Biani, and we fondly call him KB.
Yes.
Was really a life-changing experience for me. And I still remember that, we did a campaign and we established a category called shoppertainment. So entertainment plus shopping.
Right.
How do both of them come together and create magic? And of course, Big Bazaar was the anchor brand, and we were, in a way, physical stores. But this was a campaign that really had butterflies in our stomach when we were doing. This was a 24 hours live on Facebook. 24 hours
Okay.
literally, right? From
Okay.
6 in the morning to next day 6
So
in the
you were
morning.
just on your clock.
So 24 hours we were live, shooting was live, actors were live, influencers were live. But the best part was that, throughout these 24 hours, we have millions of consumers or potential customers who had, who were watching our live. And throughout the live, we were giving out coupons. And while we were giving out these coupons, these could only be redeemed at the stores. So I think
Walk-in increased tremendously.
sorry,
Walk-in increased tremendously.
100%. So we were actually skeptical that we don't know, because we gave out some, 125,000 odd coupons in no matter
Oh.
24 hours. We were very, very skeptical. But, when we sort of saw the results, it was an astounding around 62% redemption of those coupons. So, we realized that an average ticket size of 2,500 rupees and, almost 60,000 people, rather more than 60,000 people walking in because
Okay.
60,000 were the coupons redeemed.
Right,
So it was
right,
a
right.
big revenue, I would say, impact. And that actually, gave a lot of, I would say, confidence to all of us that the phygital world that we were, talking in sort of slides actually came in front of us and turned into a reality. So
But
that was one
what
campaign I'm really
makes,
proud of.
yeah, I mean, it's amazing to see how a ground campaign combined with the digital effort created so much of value and ROI. I think I could say that way also.
Yeah.
But what made you come up with this? And I'm sure that you are talking about in you're starting 2010, 2015, or when is that you're talking about this campaign
This
happened?
was if I'm not wrong, this was done around somewhere around 2017, 18.
2017, 18, still
This,
COVID was not there and
yeah,
people were not too digital on their things, but
yeah,
yet the campaign took so much
yeah.
things. Wow, that's an amazing example how you can combine the
That
ground
day,
and
just to add, Bhargavi,
yeah,
those were the days when Facebook was also pretty in the nascent stage. When I say
right.
nascent stage, they were
Especially in
also
the India market. Let's talk
evolving.
about the
Yeah, they
India
were
market.
evolving, by the use of, the products that they offer. The businesses
Mhm.
were trying and testing their hands. And we just took that leap of faith. Our Facebook account manager said that, listen, this is something that has worked globally for one of the brand. Would you want to try? We said, why not? We would want to try it in a grander manner. Like I said,
Oh, India
KB
has
being
a count.
KB being KB, he said, don't think small, just go for whatever you could do, think
To
of the
make it
large scale.
large. Wow,
It was
amazing.
fantastic.
That's an amazing example that you've been put forward, and I think the ROI is also you shared a very clear, like, think big and then you see the big numbers also coming up there.
Yeah.
Now how do you take that retail experience, and let's talk about a wealth industry which is driven by trust, which is driven not by the coupons or something like that, I'm sure. So what is the difference between a retail industry and this industry, and how did you bring that experience here?
I think you've hit the nail on the top, Bhargavi. Let me tell you one thing which you'll be very surprised to hear, that when we talk about wealth management, and whenever there is a new employee who joins and I'm inducting them, the first thing that we ask them is that what do you think, what business are we in? Somebody
Right.
will say we are in advisory, somebody will say we are in the business of creating wealth. The correct answer to this is that we are in the business of creating trusted relationships, right?
Absolutely,
We are not selling
absolutely.
shoes or phones, right? We are selling peace of mind. We are selling an aspiration, right? While we are a digital first company, digital first can't mean human last, right? At
Right.
Equentis, our approach is very clear, right? We are building a trusted relationship
Mhm.
which will be nurtured over a period of time, maybe 5, 6, 7, 8 years. That's the actual number of years that our users stay with us, because once they sort of start following our advisory, that's where they reduce on their anxiety, that's where they start realizing that they're meeting their financial goals and life goals, and hence the trust builds on. So the learnings from retail is about having the consumer first, like I said, having human first decision making, understanding the customer truth. There's
Right.
there's a lot of difference in how a wealth creation is understood by a Pune based millennial versus somebody who's a business owner in Coimbatore. So a lot of consumer truths segregate, and when we
Yeah.
combine all of this, it becomes a hyper personalized approach. And I think, being a digital first brand, we're leveraging it quite well.
So, what are the key challenges that you probably face here in this industry, which you want to highlight that there's a huge difference, and the key challenges that I see here in the wealth industry
I think the first challenge lies in the trust itself. I'll not call it a
and the
challenge.
cycle, the lifelong cycle that
Yeah,
happens?
yeah, because there are, we say that this equity advisory space, or the stock market space, has a lot of distractions, right?
Right.
Someday the market is 2% down, someday maybe a month is bad, and then people get anxious. People feel that, okay, oh my God, 1 month has gone bad and my portfolio is 10% down. What do I do? Because it's people's hard-earned money, and they are very, I would say, unlike the West, money is a very emotional topic here in India, and will always be.
It's
So,
always been.
the major challenge is to how do we keep our potential customers as well as customers, calm and composed. That market is volatile. It will be always volatile. it will be testing your patience and testing your emotions.
So how do you do that? Like, let's put it in a marketing campaign, or talk about in terms of marketing. How do you come out with these messages that make people calm, or what
So
is it that you do differently?
I think it's been 1.5 years. We I think embarked on this journey. Before I go there, I'll just also mention one of the biggest challenge that we have as a category, which in a way we turned into an opportunity. So we are highly regulated by SEBI,
Yes, of
and
course.
SEBI doesn't allow us to use any influencer, celebrity of any kind as a
Because
brand
it's a wealth
ambassador.
industry, you cannot do a
As a
lot of
brand ambassador, we cannot hire anyone who
right.
is larger than life or maybe who has a following, because they
Right.
feel that it's a clickbait and you are luring people in. So
Right.
we actually saw this as an opportunity. We turned this on its head, and we created a campaign called I Am Equentis.
Okay, so
Now
everybody becomes an influencer now.
everybody, so including me, including Manish, who's the founder, including my chief compliance officer, including my chief financial
Yes.
officer, Nikita. So when I say I am Equentis, trust me, you today, each and every single ad across Google or Facebook just has one of us talking
Yes.
to the potential customers.
So, but then
In
also it comes out as an influencers, right? Because you probably don't have a huge followings, let's put it that way, like the way influencers have.
That's
But still, you're wearing your own brand, right?
100%. We are wearing on our brand. The passion sort of shows. And most importantly, when people see that, listen, the chief marketing officer of Equentis is out there speaking to us, that, listen, what will you get is not in thin air. If we are 55,000 customers strong, he is sort of a stamp of credibility or authenticity that, okay, whatever they're saying is not just advertisement to lure me in. It is
Yes.
with the right intent.
Commitment that comes from their own people.
100%.
So I think I'll just add on to this, Alok. I've been working with a lot of finance companies, right? I've been working in this space for almost 10-15 years, and I always say in this industry that it is a people industry. It is a people trust industry. It is not that you can do advertisement or you can sell, because people buy from people. People are not buying a product here, people are buying services here. So people will always trust based on your credibility. And you just nailed it very correctly, that we branded ourselves stating that we are the one who's there. So you are selling yourself there.
Yeah, I
So
think.
amazing.
Yeah,
That's how you build the campaigns.
yeah.
Yeah. So let me come back to you and ask you these questions. Like, you worked with multiple brands, like 500 CR plus portfolios that you've been managing across retail, real estate. What's your playbook? Like, 3 steps that people can implement and kickstart.
Um, to me, if I was simplify, I think first it's listen. When I say listen, as a marketer, as a business owner, we don't go out in the market with all the answers. We go in with curiosity. Like I said, customer truth. What is the customer truth? So listen is the first step.
Right.
Second is localize. When I say localize, we don't have to just tailor for geographies, but also tailor for mindsets. Like I said, wealth might have different meanings to a millennial in Pune versus a business owner in Coimbatore. So after you localize, like I said, for geography and mindset, the third is to take that leap. Take one big asymmetric bet every year. If you're
And what if you fail?
Yeah, and if your marketing doesn't scare the CFO at least once, and you are not pushing enough. I think CFO has to be scared that, listen, oh my God, this is scary. So we have to feel that we're walking a thin rope. I think brilliant question again, that what if we fail? I don't think there is, I would say, enough failure to pull you down in business. The cost of not doing it might be far more.
Wow,
So I
wow.
feel
I mean,
that
I really, really hear this from very less people who understand that, if you don't do it now,
yeah,
then you probably might lose a bigger amount of money. Then you just try it now and see what happens.
100%. And I think definitely there is always this unafraid, kind of a smart risk that we take. When I say
Right.
smart risk, of course, we would have done our mathematics, we would have done our permutations, combinations of what
Obviously.
could go wrong. We know, of course, what could be the outcome of the particular campaign, but we
Right.
also know that what could possibly go wrong or maybe not.
And how do we tweak things around? What is the percentage that will go wrong? Obviously, all of these are pre-calculated when we do any of the activities, right?
So I'm saying it's not a thumb rule, but I definitely feel if we follow these steps in this order, listen, localize, and then take that leap, I think it could really help. It has helped me across these companies. from tech to retail to real estate. Honestly, I think I've been fortunate, having worked across, as I call it in Hindi, roti, kapda, and makan. Right? So I've worked in
Right.
retail. I've worked, which is roti, kapda, groceries, everything. Then I
The
worked in
smaller
real estate.
markets, the smaller margins, and now bigger
I worked in
margins.
real estate, and now it's wealth, right? I mean,
Yeah.
the highest involvement category.
Okay, this is a personal question which I'll cut, but how do you actually manage so much of industries? Like,
Like,
because subject matter expertise is also needed, right, for each industry?
100%. I'll 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 just answer this in three words. I think learn to unlearn. I think that's been my strength, if I were to call it. I have when I've moved industries, I have moved them with a lot of confidence that I don't know this.
Okay.
And when I say with a lot of confidence that I don't know this, when you go with that open mind, that suppose what I've learned in, of course, retail
We're just
might,
learning the techniques, right? You're learning the techniques as a
yeah,
marketer.
might help me, but of course I'll have to unlearn it, right? I can't be, still thinking of costs, or still thinking of that low margin business, or still thinking of too much of mass audience. So I'll have to
Okay.
maybe condition my mind slowly and gradually into a different consumer truth. But
Yeah.
if for the basics I do not know how to unlearn, then it's really a trouble. Because I'll tell you, I've been meeting some very senior folks. I've been hiring in my team aggressively. One thing that I see is that today people, one, they are very, very apprehensive and scared of artificial intelligence. They are scared of what is going to happen to their jobs. Number two, they're very scared of young people. I mean, I don't get the reason. I mean, your experience should not become a baggage for you. If you know how to unlearn, if you know
Yeah.
how to move forward, if you know how to utilize your learnings, and if you accept the fact that today what is most critical is reverse mentoring, then I
Mhm.
think I think it's a smooth sail. So
I
learn
think
to unlearn.
absolutely you just nailed it very rightly, because I mean, I could just add my experience also. So, coming from, as I told you, right, coming from Singapore, being with the very senior folks out there, and when I came back to city like Kota, right, it's a very, very small town, and hiring obviously became the challenge when you are in small town. I started doing one thing. I started hiring college students,
Mm.
and then I started learning, training them, of course, to how corporate world looks like, and at the same time I started learning, okay, tell me, how are you doing this? And I think that is the killer combination right now for my company. And if I'm a startup, right, I'm talking about how the startups also can become MNCs when they follow these things very closely. So
100%.
absolutely learn from people. Age is just a number.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. So when you do collaboration brands with collaboration with platforms like Google, Meta, LinkedIn, how do you approach these platform partnerships? How do you unlock the real business growth with them, and beyond just performance marketing? I'm sure there are a lot of things that you are doing. So how do you do all of these things?
I think I've always treated platforms as collaborators and not just media vehicles or platforms, right? That's what,
Mhm.
again, I gave you the Facebook example.
Right.
I think most of the brands that at least I have seen or I've been hearing about, they underuse these partnerships. They will buy media, they will run ads, and then they will walk away. I think what I have done throughout my journey is to go deeper, right?
Mhm.
To go deeper, to co-create insights, to pilot beta features, to bring platforms into the strategic problem solving, right? Growth happens when you move upwards of impressions and clicks, and you
Right.
move from impressions and clicks to impact and narratives. So,
Right.
for instance, when we partnered with Facebook to create this whole 24-hour Facebook Live, we actually make them an equal stakeholder, right? We
Right. Like
excited
nothing should go
them.
wrong.
We could excite them to the level that today this case study is published on Facebook for Business. So we're very proud of that. That if you treat your partners literally like collaborators and not like vending machines, that's where the magic happens. So it's all about collaboration.
Right. So everybody, I think in today's world, also when we look at Modi ji or anybody, what he's doing is just collaborating across, right, and
100%.
making India there on the map of the world. Like
100%.
everywhere you see India nowadays. So yes, that's been amazing. So let's talk about, you said about AI automation. People are being afraid about all of those things, and I hear this day in day out, like we can't take AI and our job will go away. And especially obviously people at in their late careers, they don't want to use AI. But I have been like shifting my entire company, and we are creating so much tools out of AI, making the processes simplified through AI. So, what do you think? Like, what is AI going to do to the job sector? One, and this is the recommendation that you're going to give to, let's say, a person who's in college.
Well, absolutely. First of all, I think people or students or young professionals who are really anxious about AI taking up their jobs or whatever they want to do in their lives, they should really take a deep breath. Nothing of that sort is going to
It's going to
happen. Yeah,
happen.
because see, AI will never dream big. AI will never have sleepless nights over doing the right thing.
They will just do
A-
repetitive work.
AI will never emote. It's of course, the biggest opportunity with AI is actually hyper relevance with scale, right? Because you can create similar stuff on the go, and it will
Right.
be very, very efficient. It has some mind boggling features. Definitely, it's a plus, but it will never be able to add empathy, add emotion, add, I would say, the human touch to it, right? So
Right.
I don't think there's anything to fear. If at all there is a need or a pressing need, is to upskill yourself, right? I mean,
Absolutely.
AI, not that it has not been there. If you see Google, and I remember my Google days, I was in the HQ, and there was this induction going on, and Sundar Pichai himself was inducting all of us. I remember that when he said that Gmail is made as a product, 90% Indian software developers have made Gmail, and Gmail and the entire Google search stack is in a way developed by Indian software engineers. So when we heard this, we were quite surprised. Why? Because we always thought it's an American company and there's a lot happening in Mountain View. But when we came to know it's like a mini India out there, and it's like Indian brain doing all the magic, and it's all AI based, right?
Right.
Google search is what?
We knew AI long back.
Right. It's just that how is it packaged today with ChatGPT? It's packaged differently. You're
Yes.
giving it, in the hands of everyone.
Everyone.
So I think it also comes with a lot of responsibility, if you ask me, because there's a technical term, but AI also hallucinates.
Right.
At the end of the day, if a AI hallucination is happening and you're looking for something, it could really derail some of the conversations that you're wanting to have with AI.
So, do
So
you use all of these AI automations in your current campaigns, in your current day-to-day routines in your company?
yes, so definitely we use them. Of course, like I said, for hyper relevance at scale, if we were to turn around a quick campaign for different, cohorts, which is to be reached out through email, definitely we would turn to AI to write some quick smart copies for us. But when it comes to cracking a campaign key visual, we would never depend on an AI, because we feel that
Right.
there is a great red flag of homogenization of creativity, right? Imagine if we are all giving the same prompt to the
And
same
same
model.
images are coming across
We
everywhere.
will start something like slightly tweaked versions of ChatGPT, right? We need marketeers who can marry machine intelligence with the human intention. I think that's where the magic lives.
Right, absolutely. Okay, I think we should quickly go to the rapid fire round, and
Yeah.
whatever questions are there, I think let's take it to a next level. So, email marketing, content marketing, LinkedIn marketing, which is your favorite?
I would say content marketing, because content would cover email, LinkedIn, everything. Content is anything
Content
that
is still the king.
Sorry?
Content is still the king.
Absolutely. It will continue to be the king forever.
Okay. So, what is one marketing buzzword you wish you would retire with?
Synergy.
First thing you Google every morning.
Now I have to check the global markets. So every day, first thing, I just check what's happening around the globe in the markets.
But as a person, what do you do? Like, forget about the work. One thing that you Google every morning.
Nothing as such. Maybe just any daily trend, because these days things change very fast.
Hmm.
Overnight, there is something. There was this a small doll, Lalaboo. I think Lalaboo, if
Hmm.
I'm calling it right. It just
Yes.
went
Viral.
overnight. So as a marketer, of course, you need to be always ahead of the curve. So I just Google I just type what's trending, and it'll just give me a couple of,
The list.
yeah, that's it.
Okay. A new campaign or a new budget?
Always a new campaign. I think if the idea is great, it'll earn the budget itself.
Okay. Would you rather have a viral frame or a steady ROI?
Steady ROI, always. I mean, fame is for a moment. ROI is the momentum. You have to carry on the momentum.
Great, Alok. Thank you so much. Would you like to add anything that we missed talking about?
No, I think it's been a fun conversation. Always open to hear and listen to new, I would say, point of views. And definitely, when you shared your journey of returning from Singapore to Kota, could connect with it immediately because I've been in the similar shoes while given an option to settle down in Canada, but
Right.
chose to came back to India. But I think it's been a good decision so far. God has been kind.
Definitely, God has been kind to all of us, and let it be. We're still looking for those blessings from God to continue with us. But it is an amazing conversation to have you here. Thank you so much, Alok, for your time today, and looking forward to being in touch.
Thank you, Bhargavi. Wish you all the best.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thanks. Bye.